When Hytale was announced in late 2018, it was also announced that there would be a beta for the game, which you could sign up for on their website. 5 years later, nothing more is known about the beta, and I've been wondering what content will be included with the beta, and if there will even be one at all. First off, I was wondering if the beta had just been cancelled entirely in favor of launching the full game all at once. Because the Hytale team has grown so much since they announced the beta, they have more people to do internal playtesting, and it could even outsource some to Riot employees who want to try out this new game. This way, no elements of the game would have been played by the community before launch, leading to an increase in excitement around it. This belief was pretty much fully invalidated recently by this interview by Willcast.
Yeah, this was a pleasure, and I'm excited for Hytale, and I expect to be one of the first beta testers.
Oh, is that right?
Yes, absolutely.
I'll see what I can do. Look, I'm writing your name down.
After being indirectly asked for a beta key, Sean McCafferty, the COO of Hytale, responded, "I'll see what I can do." Even if they weren't ready to reveal a beta cancellation to the public yet, you probably would have dodged around the joke more if it had been cancelled, and the beta wasn't going to happen. So, if there's still going to be a beta, who and what will be in it? For the who, likely either everybody who signed up will get it at the same time, or invitations will be randomly given to people who signed up. If the latter is the case, a second sign up is a possibility to make sure that everyone invited is still interested in the game for greater efficiency in the sign up process. And I can't decide if this is likely or not, because there isn't really a precedent for this type of thing happening. I don't think they'll just let everyone who wants to be in the beta into the beta immediately, because Hytale servers may suffer, but they could gradually work their way up to having everybody participating toward the end of the beta. There are many ways Hytale could control the content in its betas. The first and probably worst for the game would be to take a Minecraft snapshot style approach and just release the entire game into a beta phase. This would remove a lot of hype for the actual release because everything would be old news by release, like happens with Minecraft updates, and due to the beta being, well, a beta, bugs and incomplete features would potentially drive many players away. All in all, this option just doesn't seem plausible for a game release strategy. Another option would be to release a demo of the game, probably being the first parts of the story in adventure mode, like maybe zones 1 through 3. But again, this seems like it would just take attention away from the full release, and very few people would be providing feedback because they'd be too busy just playing the game as if it were fully out. The option which seems most likely to me is that a small portion of the game is released into beta to test things like server stability, AI, or story scripting bugs, modding tools, or combat. For example, high-pixel duels could be playable and give players a chance to find combat bugs, give feedback on features, and test server stability. After that, maybe modding tools would be released to the public or just people enrolled in the creator program. Then access to a pre-made Quebec village or Torque camp could be released to test the AI more broadly. Assuming this is chosen, the main question is whether these features will be playable until release or not. One possibility is that they are released and then debugged while remaining available up until release. Another would be to release a beta server and occasionally pull a mode or two down for rework, but always have something playable. And the final option, which I would prefer the most, is to release one thing, like duels, for a week, then take them down and adjust to the feedback so that the game isn't always playable and a full release is still significant. My perfect vision of the Hytale beta is for Hytale to redo this beta signup to make sure all potential players are interested in the game still, then randomly invite people to test servers which were open for a week or so and then close, focusing on one specific part of the game. To encourage feedback, players would need to fill out a bug and suggestions report to have a chance to be invited back, and anyone who discovered a bug or had generally excellent feedback would automatically be invited back. Doing this would make sure the game's devs would be receiving feedback from everyone who played, thus increasing the beta's efficiency because there wouldn't be anyone playing without providing feedback. This might be bad for the game's public image because it's too elitist and intense, so maybe simply filling out the feedback and playing at least a certain number of hours per week would guarantee players a spot in the next beta week, whenever that happens to be. After all the beta testing was done, it would be nice if there was a break from testing for a month or so before the game's full launch to build hype in the players who had had a taste of the game and create enough media excitement to draw new players. It would be very nice if the modding tools and character creator were still available during this period so that there could be day one mods and custom skins, rather than having to waste time post-release to build them. So now that you've heard my thoughts about the beta, what are yours? What is your vision for the perfect Hytale beta? Do you think I am right about how the beta testing will be performed, or have I gone insane and missed a very obvious and simple way for it to be accomplished? Tell me in the comments below, and we can all read them and reread them as we continue to wait for the actual news about the beta, just to all be completely proven wrong. Bye for now.